Did you know that the United States leads the world in poultry production? In fact, the average American eats more chicken than it does beef or pork. Since we are producing so much poultry each year, there are many jobs available in this industry. Some include animal care in hatcheries, management of meat bird flocks, working in an egg layer facility, or quality assurance work. Since we have so many birds in the U.S., we need people who understand birds. As a veterinarian, you can specialize in poultry medicine. Working as a poultry vet could look like ensuring vaccination of birds, working with producers to implement biosecurity protocols, and making sure our food sources are safe. One of the ways that vets make sure our food is safe is through quality grading. When you think of an egg, you probably think of something like this. But eggs come in many shapes and sizes. They can have things like calcium deposits, ridges, body checks, irregular shape, stains, and foreign material. As a consumer, we expect our eggs to look a certain way, so it is important to grade eggs to sort them for different markets, or to be cleaned again. We can also look at the inside of eggs to grade them. When an egg is laid, the membrane inside is pressed against the hard shell. Once the egg is exposed to the air, that membrane starts to separate from the shell, forming an air cell inside. So the longer an egg sits, the larger that air cell will become. But how can we look at the inside of an egg? Have you ever tried putting a really bright flashlight to your hand? When you do this, you can see some of the light if you look at the back of your hand, even though your hand isn't transparent. We use this kind of principle when we candle our eggs. When you candle an egg, you take a bright flashlight or candling machine to hold the egg against. This allows you to see the inside of the egg. Now that we know how to see the inside of the egg, how do we actually rank them? There are 3 grades for an egg based on the interior, as well as a reject class. As we mentioned before, if an egg has a very small air cell, that means it is very fresh. We would give this egg the best score of a double A grade. For an egg with a medium-sized air cell, we would grade them as an A. Finally, if an egg has a very large air cell, then we would grade them as a B egg. However, sometimes weird things can happen when the chicken lays the egg. If an egg has blood in it, or is red in color, or has a meat spot, then it is a reject egg. We would just throw these eggs away. While I love eggs just as much as anyone, there are so many other parts of the poultry industry. I mean, if you were interested in the poultry industry before today, you probably wanted to work with chickens, right? Well, you are in luck because the industry has many opportunities working with birds. Some of the common birds you may work with in the industry include broiler chickens, turkeys, and egg-laying birds. Most often, you will see white chickens called white leghorns. This breed is used a lot because they are very good at laying white eggs. But how do you know which birds are the best at egg laying? White leghorn chickens use the pigment from their legs to give pigment to the yolks in their eggs. So as a general rule, an older bird with white legs is a better egg layer than a bird of the same age with more yellow legs. This is because the bird with whiter legs has taken more pigment and nutrients from her legs over the course of her laying, which probably means she has laid more eggs than the other chicken. So let's go ahead and see if you've been paying attention. I'm going to show you 2 chickens, and I want you to tell me which bird has been a better egg layer. Chicken 1 or chicken 2. If you thought chicken 1 was the better egg layer, you are correct. Her legs were much whiter in color than chicken 2, which means that she has utilized more of the pigment from her legs in her eggs. If you have enjoyed what you've learned in this video, then you should consider a career in the poultry industry. There is so much more than the few topics we went into today, so explore on your own or try to find a mentor in poultry science to learn more.